I don't know why I'm fucking around on Streamlabs right now, but I am.
That's all right. So, Marcel, can you actually just like explain how this 3D printer thing started?
Yeah, I can actually. So here's what happened. Wait, are we recording?
Of course we're.
Okay.
Of course,
So here's what
public
happened.
record now.
I had a conversation the other night with our friend Ben, and I was like, yeah, I like showed him like some stuff that I was thinking about getting, whatever. I was explaining to him like, hey, this seems like a cool thing. And he was like, yeah, that's cool, but I would recommend, a different brand or whatever, right?
Mhm.
And so I was like, all right, well, cut to next morning. I was like, all right, well, let me just look at the brand that Ben was talking about. And I'm looking, I'm like, okay, cool. Well, let me start building a card out, right? I was like, okay, this is all decently reasonably priced. It's all right. Like I can't doesn't look too bad. So I just go to checkout. I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna pay with my PayPal account, whatever. I have all my PayPal stuff set up, and I'm like thinking about it. And I was meant to like just go back to the cart and just like not process the order, but like
Mhm.
because I'm so used to buying stuff on PayPal, like the big blue button, like I just like automatically like my
Did you
thumb, like
just hit
I
the buy now button?
yeah, pretty
Oh
much like
Oh
my
no!
my subconscious was like hit the button, hit the button.
no.
Hit the
And so I
button you should.
did. And I did. So that one was a resin printer to start printing like figures and stuff like that, things like that.
Mm.
Nice.
And then I was sitting there later that day and I was like, well, it's like this is already done. And I also wanted like a traditional, not the traditional, but like the other style printer with like where you feed in like the PLA and stuff like that and it feeds through the nozzle.
Mhm.
So I went back in and I looked at it and I was like, well, it's on sale. And I was like, it's not too bad or whatever. And I was like, it's good to have two,
might,
right?
might
And
as well double down.
might as well like it's like might as well double down on it. So boom, I just did the second one. And I was like, well, cool, I can start working with friends, like friends who want stuff printed, things like that. I can make it more attainable thing, we can collaborate and I can work on printing stuff for for people like you guys who like to look at figures and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And then
Mhm.
last night I was looking at what I purchased and I was like, one of the printers just isn't quite big enough of a plate for like the helm like the full helmets and gear and stuff like that. And then I was like, fuck, well, I want to be able to build props, right? Like I want to be able to build without having to do it in sections. I want to be able to build like helmets, like stormtrooper helmets, things like that, things that and I was looking at it last night again and I was like, no, I'm going to wait. Like this time I'm actually going to wait cuz like cuz like I barely know how to use the ones I'm getting now. And so it's like why am all of a sudden it's like three different things are going to show up at my thing.
Mhm.
So, yeah, it's gonna be crazy. But it just means that I need to finish my office. Like my office behind me is kind of a big mess right now with a bunch of stuff that we've moved around the house. So,
Ye-
it'll inspire me to kind of set up my print setup, and I want it so that people can see the machines working in the background here. And then I want to have
Oh,
like
during the podcast. Oh.
uh-huh. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
And then do that. And then also start putting up like little things that I've been picking up along the way. Like I want to display like the Starfield Constellation case that I got with the Constellation edition. I have like pops and Gundams and cups and things like that that I want to display and stuff like that. And I also
Hell yeah.
have like my when I got my energy sword from Fanime when we went this year. It was like I want to
Oh
hang that
yeah.
and
Yeah.
remember we were talking about the other day. It's like I have a ton of prints in frames that I've been needing to hang up here and stuff like
Yep.
that.
Damn.
So
Jeez, man. It's
that's how the past 2 days have been.
okay, interesting. Sometimes I'm kind of envious of your ability just to accidentally buy a 3D printer and just go, fuck it.
don't ask me how much I've put into it, but
You're gonna get the
in,
use
in
out of it though.
Yeah.
well, that's the point, right? Like I've always wanted one,
Yeah.
and so like I want to be able to make use of it. Like I want to start potentially, I mean, I want to learn how to use all that software stuff and potentially start making a little side hustle from it, you know.
Hey,
Um,
There you
there you
go.
go.
so we'll see where it takes me. It'll be a couple weeks because both of the printers that I bought are they're newish, so they're like pre-orders for both of them.
Okay.
But I'm like really excited about really excited about it. Here,
That's
hold on,
good.
let me see if I can show you guys what I
So
got. I
as
know.
long as you're happy, right? I mean, that's what matters.
I mean, eventually I'll have to have a conversation with somebody about what happened here, but I'm gonna just like I'm biding
So you're
my
saying
time a
I
little
shouldn't
bit.
make a clip of this one and put it on our
Oh, you can do whatever
page?
you want. I don't care. Eventually it'll come out, but
I
you know,
mean,
give me a
eventually
second.
there's gonna be 2 big boxes at the door.
Yeah.
Actually, it's gonna be more than two because it was the printers, and then I bought like a rinse and UV station for the resin
Jeez.
printer.
Just going all in, huh?
And
Well, it was like check the bundle out, right? I was like, okay, cool. What's like everything that I need? And I was
Bundles,
like, all
man.
right, like this
What's
is
wrong with the
like
bundle?
yeah. They were like get this, get this, get this, get this, get this.
All right.
So I
Well,
mean,
shit.
those things will be coming first for sure because I've got the tracking for them already. So like
That
the
room is gonna
tubes
be
of
so hot.
the
Holy
bottles
shit.
of what's that?
Your room's gonna be so hot.
No,
Computer.
man, air
printers.
conditioner. No, man, those things are all like Wi-Fi wireless. They don't actually connect to the computer. I need to, but like now, here's the things. Here's the issue now, right? Here's where I'm also in the catch 22. I
Okay.
need to go buy tables so that
Yes.
I can set them up. I need power strips to be able to make sure that nothing gets fried in my house,
Yes.
and I need 99% isopropyl alcohol. I need chemicals, bro. And then I
This is
need
Breaking Bad.
listen, and I need to go get like gloves and like protective, like I need to get some PPE type of stuff, you know?
Okay.
So it's like, well, guess I have to go to IKEA soon and look at some tables and desks and stuff like that. So I mean, you guys have seen my office, right?
Yeah.
So I want the tables to run. So you guys have seen my new desk, which is where my computer is now, and then I wanted to cut either right behind me, put something, and then cut down and have like a big big setup in here.
Okay. That actually sounds pretty sick, actually.
It's gonna be sick if I can make it happen. Which at this point we're kind of in it. So
Well, you got about a few weeks to figure it out.
I'm gonna break some news tomorrow. But hold on, let me see here. Let me see here. I'm waiting to get through the weekend here. Let me
Smart.
Smart indeed.
1 second. 3.
Just
Gonna hear him make noises while we wait.
Yeah, I know. No, I'm here. I'm here with you guys. I just wanted to show you this really quick before we move on from. We're talking about me right now. Me.
it's
Camera's
all
on me
about
right now, Tom.
me.
How do I?
Bonus points we can name that that blooper. Those listening.
Oh,
Watch out.
oh.
Oh, what happened there? Oh no. Oh, blurry.
So for people that can't see us right now, Marcelo has just turned into a giant blur.
What is that? Is that a pyramid? What the? It's not focusing it for some reason.
I think
No, is it blur?
I think your blur background is just messing up the whole thing.
Oh, you know what? It totally is. Hold on. Yep, it is. Hold on.
You gotta you gotta give us a good peek.
If you're listening, just imagine the two of us just like leaning in to see this picture that's blurry, and we have no idea what it is. Just like,
Oh my god, yeah, that's so. It's like I'm waiting to surprise you guys with something. Oh, my bad, guys. It's a bunch of apps.
There we go.
oh dang,
Ooh.
hands.
Yeah, zoom in a little bit. I can see the Ooh.
Oh, dragon.
But like, that's the kind of a detail that you can get with this printer, right?
Damn.
That's really nice.
And Chun-Li choking the drifter out with their thighs.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
What? Yeah, it's a
What?
great dragon. What?
What? But yeah, like,
Just imagine the possibilities of a printer like that, dude.
Shax with his helmet off.
oh god damn it, you guys can see the price too. I feel like, look at that.
I can't actually. It's too small.
It's too small. We can see the. Ooh, that's a good paint job.
It looks like a lot of numbers though. Oh, someone did some coloring. That's nice.
So I got that one.
Hey man, 3D printers.
And then they got
Ultra
this
3K. God damn! I saw that.
Well, shit, Marcelo. Once you get that shit all figured out, I might need to do some business with you.
Yeah,
Wow.
sending some filament to print some guys for the campaign.
That's right. See, it's all gonna pay off.
It's all practical.
It's all practical. I'm back.
He has returned.
Well, cool. Well,
Well, you know, this is a great segue into our conversation about how these came about in the first place, you know, after having coming back from PAX, you know.
That's right. We all went to PAX.
Oh yeah, we did it.
Wild time.
Mission accomplished.
So, yeah, for those of you that are you know, tuning in for the first time or not, well, we went to PAX West this year. Had a lot of fun. I guess segueing off of that, I guess we should talk about the indoctrination of one Marcelo into the tabletop RPG fandom, as it were.
I think it was just one of those things where I just finally let go, guys. I've been holding on to this. I've been holding on to this like I'll never do it for so long, and finally I was like, maybe life would be better if I just let go.
Give in to temptation.
I will say, we kind of primed him for it because we did test prior. We played Baldur's Gate all together, which is basically
that was fun.
Digital D&D, which was a lot of fun. But
I mean,
want to tell people how it started, Marcelo, though, after Baldur's Gate?
No, that was definitely it. You know, like Baldur's Gate was super entertaining. I liked it. You know, I like a good video game and stuff like that. So I thought that was a ton of fun. And then, you know, we were looking around, looking at different vendors and stuff like that, and really came across like this really cool box that had like some really cool designs on it. Here, I can actually go grab it. But anyways, you know, I was just talking about how cool it looked or whatever, and the vendor was like, well, hey, you know, like, I was like, I've never owned a pair of dice, like, I've never owned dice or anything like that, and I had been thinking about it, like, all weekend, and the guy was like, well, here's your free first set of dice, and I was like, oh, yeah, like, this is cool, and then, you know,
That's
I felt...
it happened.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah, right? Like, that's so cool for someone to be like, hey, here's something free for you to get immersed into this. I was like, why wouldn't I support a small vendor to be like to be so it's like, then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna buy this box and I'm gonna buy another set of dice because I got a little discount on that too. And then of course got to complete the set, right? We got to go get a little figure to play with, and shout out to Joel here who hooked me up on my first little on my first mini, and shout out to Ben, One Based Moose on Twitch, who was live streaming the whole painting thing, which I wasn't able to jump on, but like, it looks amazing. Like, it looks so cool. It's exactly what I wanted for it.
Looks very clean. Looks ready to go.
That looks super cool. So I'm really excited about that. So yeah, so now all that's left is to get into a campaign so I can get my feet wet and really immerse myself. And obviously the purchase, and I told you guys this, I had this conversation with you guys at PAX. I was like, when I get into a hobby, literally I go all out with it, right?
I
Mhm.
mean, if the 3D printers don't prove the point,
Right.
Well, that's what I was
It's
going to say. Like,
seriously,
if anything
Right.
proves the point, it would be like, whoops.
but
You know.
it's cool, especially you're right. Like it was really nice of them to actually just give you a free bag of dice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that kind of just shows how welcoming like the tabletop RPG community can be, because it's like they just want people to play. So
Yep.
it's literally like giving you just like the golden ticket into just playing RPGs. It's like, here you go. It's like, come join us.
Here's your free pass into this. And I mean, I just really enjoyed everything that people had. It was so fun, people were so nice, and um just like the whole experience of PAX. This was my first PAX, and I know that you guys have gone one or two other times.
Well, I've gone a few times.
Once for me, one other time.
But like, the community as a whole, is everybody was just so welcoming, so inclusive. I didn't feel out of place. Like, I was like, oh yeah, I've never owned dice or whatever, and the guy wasn't like weird about it. He was like, hey, here you go. Here's how you get into this. Here's step one.
Yeah.
Right.
The gateway dice.
Yeah. Yeah. And just get it in the veins,
Get
like,
it in there.
Get it in there. So yeah, dude, we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm excited. One, again, from the printer stuff. I've wanted a printer for a while now, anyways, and so that'll make it really fun. I'll just print toys for my kids instead of buying them at the store now,
Hey.
things like that.
Make it personal. Like, I made this for you.
My own. Yeah, exactly. So
Sanchez production.
So, I mean, going off of that, Marcel, this, like you said, this was your first pack. So, like, give us your reflections, like your overall experience with the expo. What'd you think?
I thought it was great. It definitely makes me want to compare East to West, just because I know that there's usually one. Like in my industry that I work in now, we have an East and a West conference every year, and our East is definitely like the biggest one. That's where like much more business happens, things like that. And then West, which will is in Las Vegas. It's a little bit more low key. People are more there to be in Las Vegas and rather than do business and stuff like that. So I'm curious to see how the industry treats PAX East in Boston over Seattle. So I have some industry contacts for East that I'll probably try to hit up and see if I can't get some passes to go and stuff like that. So that'll be fun.
That's actually interesting to think about, because I think before they changed it to West, that it was PAX Prime. So it was considered like the biggest PAX of the year. And I know they changed it because they didn't want to make the other one sound inferior. So it would be interesting to see like how East is, especially since West is in Seattle. You're kind of surrounded by big gaming studios. So I'm be interested to see if East has more of the same, or because it's in a different location, there's like different companies coming through and doing their own special thing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess speaking honestly, like I felt like the biggest letdown for me at PAX was the Nintendo thing. Like,
it was a very Nintendo event.
Yeah, like we waited in line, guys, for like over an hour to get into the Nintendo Live event. And when we got there, like the only new thing that I saw was like the Super Mario Wonder.
Yeah.
Which was of course a ton of fun.
It was
like,
a fun demo.
We got an awesome keychain from it, which I don't know where it is. I need to go find it.
Right. Yeah. Hold on. Here it is. Elephant Mario.
Elephant Mario.
So like that was super cool and stuff like that, but like everything else, like Pokemon, Smash, Mario Kart, Animal Crossing, Zelda, all that kind of stuff. It's like, I can do all that stuff at home, you know, and the
Mhm.
lines were so crazy. Like if I wanted merch, I'm not a patient person in line. I was like, I'm just not gonna wait. Like this isn't worth it's not worth it enough to me to wait in line
Right.
for the line, which is why we
And
beelined it that last day to get to the PAX line, because that was merch that I wanted.
Mhm.
right. But I mean, like even going into the Nintendo Live event, uh, like they gave you a swag bag anyway, so it's like you kind of got
Yep.
like free merch, anyway. So I think that swayed us even more to not go into the line
Yep.
as
Well,
well.
I guess the coin that we got and the pins kind of made it worth the line, because that coin was dope.
It was a sick ass
Mhm.
coin. And shit,
Yeah.
even the tote bag, having it all like labeled with, Nintendo Live Seattle.
Yep.
Like, okay, well, that was like the only thing I would have wanted if I went to the merch line, which is something that said like the event on it.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Well,
okay, well,
it's like, you're in your
there you go.
30s when you're like, oh, this is a really good tote bag. Like this can hold some
Yep.
stuff.
Yep.
Like,
This can go into my other pile of tote bags.
yeah, right. Like, oh,
Mhm.
this is good for groceries, you know?
Mhm.
Hmm. But yeah, I kind of agree. Like the only other thing that was there, they had two like orchestra concerts. One for like Mario and then one for Zelda. Um, but it's kind of confusing because they did have warp pipe passes that sold out like immediately. So it's like everybody who was able to sit there and like watch it were people that had like passes for it. And so it's just one of those things where it's like, okay, well, do I try to like stand here, get out of the way, and like listen? And then even when we're waiting in line, they're pumping the music through the intercom anyway. So it's like we were already listening to the music.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I kind of agree. Like I know Joel, you probably got a little bit more entertainment out of it just because you're more into like the photo ops than we are.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I definitely enjoyed that. Like they had the broken Master Sword. I got a picture with that. There was like a life-size scale Link I took a picture with. You could have taken a picture like KK Slider and some Animal Crossing stuff. I didn't do that. I was kind of not hoping to see Animal Crossing, but it's a really cool space that they used. The giant Lego Bowser was pretty cool though.
That was actually really
Um,
cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
yeah, like Pokemon, they didn't. All they had, I mean, all we thought was like the announcement for DLC coming out with the wall. There was like a long line for the card stuff, but I think that was in the other area, right? That wasn't even in
That
the
wasn't yeah, that was in
intended.
the
Yeah,
that was at PAX.
but it
Yeah.
was cool for me because I haven't been to like a Nintendo event. So, but yeah, was expecting a little bit more, but I did enjoy the swag too. So that was nice.
Yeah.
Nice coin. But
And
yeah, Mario Wonder was a lot of fun, and having all four of us play was pretty cool.
yeah. And to what like Marcel said, it was kind of weird for it to be because like it wasn't a PAX event. It was just sitting next to PAX.
Mhm.
So it's like you always assume like, oh, we're gonna see new games and stuff. And so like but Nintendo Live, like you said, had Super Mario Wonder, and that was the only new game they had there.
Mhm.
But like Nintendo is also kind of like at least so far this year is like slowing down with new games. So it's definitely one of those things where if you can get in line early enough to get in, like if you're not like a super hardcore like Nintendo fan, like what? After we got in, we were there for like an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were in and out really quick, actually. Like
Yep.
we were like, everybody see what they saw? Anybody want to try anything? We tried. Luckily, there was no line for Mario, so we were able to get in super quick.
Yeah, that
Oh
was
yeah,
nice.
Like the longest line
Shut
was when Joel wanted the photo op with
Yeah.
the
the
Zelda.
Zelda stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I got his name, but shout out to the one dude that was working the front of the Super Mario Wonder line because he was like 100% energy the whole time we were there.
Oh
And
yeah.
I don't know, I appreciate it because I know it's like his job, but he's still trying to make it fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Many wahoos.
Wow.
No,
Um,
I mean, as far as like the rest of PAX, though, like anything that stood out to you guys, games, anything like that. Like I know we all tried a little bit of everything. I
a little
think.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah, Touch games we like. Sure.
I mean, Tekken 8 was probably the thing, the highlight for some of us. Not me, because I got smashed.
Yeah, baby.
He got his Tekken 8 clear fanny pack.
He went back for
Ugly
it, bro.
piece of shit, but I earned it.
He
I
went
earned that
back
shit.
for it.
Got the lanyard. That was
Oh
cool.
yeah, the lanyard.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, Tekken for sorry to interrupt, but just like Tekken
No, you're
8 for
good.
me was like my thing of the show. I knew it was going to be there, and I was excited to play because I'm a big Tekken fan. So like everything else for me at PAX was just kind of like extra at that point. I mean, besides like the obvious, I think what did we play? Oh, Gigabash was fun.
Well,
That was
that's
hella
actually was
fun.
I was actually going to shout them out because they were super awesome. You know, they had a really kind of a really small footprint at PAX, but like I really loved them. I thought they had a great personality, and the game looked super fun. Like I didn't get to play it,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like
Yeah, you're chatting up with the developers, Passion Republic Games.
yeah, no, it was really great to talk to them. You know, and it's just great because they seem really passionate about the game. So, you know, that was great to see. I was really happy about that. And like I keep forgetting I need to go buy that game just to support them as an indie developer. I was like I keep needing to go back and buy it. And I think we said we were all buying it on PS5. I feel like we all were agreeing to a system. I don't remember.
I don't remember what system, but
I mean, that sounds that sounds about right though.
yeah. It was
Yeah.
fun to play as Mecha Godzilla against Brian. Brian, were you Destroyer?
I was
think,
Destroyer. I was Destroyer.
there was one other guy there who was a custom monster, I think, and then Ben was like this snail kaiju. But it was cool. Like you get their powers and stuff. They have different stats. But one of the coolest things is we were leveling the city and stuff. But later on, you're already big in the city. You get even more big. It's like you're a super kaiju. That was cool to like use our powers and kick each other's butts. So definitely Gigabash. You need your big monster mashing.
It's definitely a very, very fun successor to Destroy All Monsters.
Mm-hmm.
And like those battle arena like Godzilla games.
Just want to shout out too to the cosplayers at the Tekken event. They were dope and it was cool. They did a great job, and we got a cool photo with them too. So, thank you guys for being there. That was dope.
Yeah, they were legit. What was that one game called? I'm looking through my pile of just like business cards and shit.
Which one are you talking about? The Me Fighter or Break Arts or
Was Break Arts? Was Break Arts
you tried
the robot one?
yeah, with the robot like you could race or race and fight.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll talk about the Smash one real quick. That one was interesting. It's weird how much it felt like playing Smash Brothers, which was the idea.
Mm-hmm.
But like you can use pixel art to just make any character.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like a Smash Brothers version of Mugen. Do you guys know what Mugen is?
I don't.
So Mugen is this like kind of like fan created fighting game where people are able to code in characters, and so like they can just throw in any character from like a fighting like it's mostly like 2D fighting games.
Mm-hmm.
It's really big on Twitch, especially with Salty Bets. Salty Bets has kind of cornered the market in Mugen, just kind of being able to show it off the way it does, and it gets fucking wild because the beautiful thing about Mugen is that sometimes things just don't work, and so you just see a whole bunch of just like chaos, especially when people just start throwing in characters from different fighting games that have completely different mechanics from each other. And that's what this felt like to me, is except just if you're playing like Smash Brothers Melee. And I forget, Marcelo, you won that match, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I won as Charlie, Moist Critical. Yeah, that was funny. That yeah, I think it came down to Joel and I, right? I think at the
Yeah.
final
I
two.
don't know what character I was, but he was some weird charging guy. I don't even know. I thought you were Jacksepticeye. Whoops. Anyway.
No,
No,
I was
it was
Charlie from
Charlie.
Moist.
Don't know
Moist.
shit about streaming.
All I know is I was a train.
Someone was a
Just
Cheez-It, I think
yeah, we saw
too.
that someone was a Cheez It.
Oh
Someone was
yeah.
Obama. Yeah.
Someone was a Nyan Cat.
Yeah.
It's those kind of indie games that just kind of put into perspective how gaming can just do anything.
No, yeah, no, that was really funny. And then Brian, you played that like crab game, right? What was that game
Oh
called?
yeah, another Crab's Treasure. It's
Mm,
the by Aggro Crab. It's pretty much a under the sea like crab like Souls like game.
Mhm.
And it's actually really cool. I've known about this game for a while. I saw demos of it being played in a few other places, but this is like my first time getting a hold of it. The mechanics are interesting because like you're playing a little hermit crab, right? And so like the levels that you play in, it's like you're in the sea, in the ocean, and there's like kind of trash everywhere, but you could literally go up to like pieces of trash and then use it as a shell. And so from there, you're able to have these special powers and abilities that tie to whatever piece of trash you're using as like a shell. So like
mm-hmm.
for instance, there's like a soda can, right? And one of its abilities is it shoots out bubbles that like shoot out towards the enemy to kind of do some extra damage. But then because it's so pressurized from the soda can, it kind of blasts you backwards a little
Mm-hmm.
bit. So I kept falling off a few times doing that. Or like there's like shot glasses, so you can kind of like turn into like this like spiky shell that like does damage if you get hit by an enemy. And it felt really good. The music was really nice, and it kind of made the environment what it was. But yeah, it's actually really good. I think I don't know if it has a full release date yet. I don't know. But I had fun with it.
No, I mean it looked like a ton of fun. People were actually struggling with it. It looked like they were trying to like.
Bruh. I mean, they tried to make it a Souls-like game that is more approachable, but it can still get pretty hard, especially if you've never like played like a Souls-like game before.
Mhm.
Because for me, I only got to like the halfway point with the boss because the demo was like a 10-minute demo, and so like the boss was like this big huge crab that had like a glass bottle and it was like swinging around. Once you get its health to halfway, it like smashes the ball on the ground and then it just like has the jagged end and starts like thrusting at you. So like it completely changes its fighting style to go attack you. Um,
Nice.
and it's just charming and cute. The art style is really cute. I can see many merch being sold of this little crab dude. But yeah,
No, yeah, yeah.
And someone dressed up as a crab, I think, little mascot.
Mm-hmm.
oh, that's right. I remember. But yeah, that was my time with Another Crab's Treasure. Pretty fun. It says that it's coming out sometime this year. So that's you know, they're kind of running out of time, so but take as much time as you need if they need it. But I definitely give it a recommendation when it comes out for people that like Souls-like games.
Yeah. And then I remember Joel, you played like a kind of like a Metroidvania type of game. Is that right?
Yeah, I played Infernax Do or Die. I was like, oh, it looks like
Ooh.
Castlevania, and it was basically like a Castlevania game, and it was cool. It was like a 8-bit side scroller. It's cool because I was playing with someone. We just did couch co-op really quick. They even had the couch and like a little table set up. You even had like first thing in like 5 minutes. There's this person turning into a zombie, and it's like right away, like, do you kill them or do you let them go? It's like, oh shit, we already get choices. I thought we were just gonna hack and slash the whole
Oh
time.
wow.
Yeah, and so it's like, nope, we're just gonna kill him. And so it did like a little 8-bit like scene of us like just like cutting this guy's head off, and so that was pretty cool. I was looking for something like that, so that filled my you say it sated my hunger until Castlevania comes out. So that was fun. So Infernex Do or Die,
What a title.
it was cool. Yeah, 2D Metroidvania. I think it's already out. Yeah. Oh, it came out last year. Oh no, the first one came out last year.
Oh, so it's
yeah.
a sequel.
Yeah, so
Okay.
sequel looks like I think it's already out, but I'll double check. But yeah, that was fun. So if you like your Metroid or your Castlevania, it was pretty fun. And one person was like a kind of like an Alucard with the sword, and I was like a Richter with the axe, and was just spamming
nice.
the axe throw. That was cool.
But
The other game I thought. Oh, go ahead, Brian. Sorry.
well, no, I just wanted to get back to Break Arts real quick. Break Arts 3 was a very interesting
Oh yeah.
game. It's definitely in the early stages still. Like there's still work to be done with it, but from what we played, it was interesting because it's like this like mech fighter, but also like a racer a la IGPX. Kind of. I know I had a little bit of issue like actually like staying on track with it because it was like they don't hold you back, like they let you go super fucking fast in it. But it looks like an interesting game. I'm interested to see what it looks like a little bit later down the line and see like what other kinds of like mechs they put into it, and just like, you know, if they tighten things up a little bit. I know Marcelo, we actually all tried it, didn't we? What'd you guys think about it?
Trying to remember.
I know, Marcelo, you and me used the same station because the one issue we had was that the trigger button was a little
Yeah.
sticky.
I mean, in general, I think it was a good start. It definitely feels early for the game just because it felt a little too glidey. Like it was really hard to stay on the track,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and so there's a couple things like it felt like a really good concept.
Oh
That
yeah.
I mean, I would totally love to play this game. I just hope that they refine and tweak a little bit of things. But in general, I thought it was pretty fun. Yeah, the fact that my trigger kept sticking made it really hard to like get into it too. I was like kept getting frustrated with the damn trigger.
Oh, by the way, the game is being made by Playism,
Yes.
I believe. But Joel, what'd you think about Break Arts?
It was cool. It like visually, I think it was good, and like it, loaded the track. Track was nice. Again, early stages. I thought it was, at least for me, hard to control the mech. Like it was
Yeah.
either you go really slow, but if you gun it, it's like it goes off the rails. I don't know if that was just me because the first time we played it and we were just trying it for the first time, or our mechs are like the beginning mechs. Like I don't know if they're like hard to use on purpose for that reason, but like it felt good overall. But yeah, just the throttle, like it was like you're off the track if you're gunning it. So
Yeah.
at least for me, I did like the race and battle mode, not just the battle mode.
Same.
I think I saw Ben doing the battle mode and someone else. It kind of like Armored Core a little bit. So I was like, oh, that's cool. So
Yeah, it was just very interesting to have the combination of both, being able to race and still kind of do combat. I remember I tried doing this thing because I was being attacked from behind, where I just like turned around while still like going the right way and like shooting behind me
Mm-hmm.
and like knocking out the person and like flipping back around and just kept going. That felt really cool. So if they kind of just smooth that out a little bit and you get a lot more of that action, I feel like it would be a really cool game to play.
Yeah, I again just a couple little tweaks, and I think it would be a ton of fun.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Did I play anything else that like was worth? I played that other one, that other mech one that it was that like that strategy one. Joel, I think you played it too. And the biggest
Phantom Brigade. I think
Phantom Brigade,
it's
yeah.
already
Oh.
out. It's like a cinematic kind of. You can plan out where your mech goes and moves, how it attacks and stuff, right? I think
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Yeah, something like that. And like it goes fun, but because we only had such little time with it, it was so hard to like because like, I couldn't
Yeah.
sit on the tutorial. So like I skipped the tutorial and then like I had no idea what was happening. I
Yeah.
had no idea. Yeah, so it was. I mean, in general, like I said, it was fun. Good graphics. It was by the studio that makes it's the Crypt of the Necromancer. Is that what it's called?
Crypt of the
I think
Necro
so,
Dancer.
yeah.
Yeah, which that's dope. That game is dope. You
That is a
know,
really fun game. Okay. Oh, this isn't a new game. I just remembered, but this is something we all tried this past weekend. So people that haven't like fully been to like PAX before, they have a level in the convention center where they just have a bunch of game consoles where you can kind of rent out and just play games. There was one location we went to that in a separate room had a full station of Steel Battalion.
That's what it's called. I was trying to remember what the name of it was.
Boy,
damn.
oh yeah, how could we
Dude,
forget? That was an experience, dude.
That was a ride.
So-
How could we have forgotten that?
we had a mech-filled weekend.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so basically for people that don't know what Steel Battalion is an old like Xbox original game that came out
Mhm.
a long time ago where it was like a mech fighter, right? But in order to play the game, it came with this entire like joystick. Oh yeah, for people that are not watching, Joel's pulling up a point of view picture, just like, and that's not even showing the full thing because like let's just show you like they had original Xboxes there. You had your screen and that giant fucking like flight stick control where it had 3 separate sections, like 2 sticks that had a whole bunch of switches and buttons and knobs. And not only that, it had pedals underneath so that you actually move your mech. So it was a full experience. And boy, was I getting overstimulated.
It really was, dude. Like you had to wipe your you had windshield wipers.
Yeah. It rains. You have to wipe your windshields down. I thought it was wild that because technically, like how they did it, because you're able to play online in the back of the day, but since the servers are down, you technically there is a fan like server that people made so people can still play Steel Battalion. And so in order to not have that fuck up, you had to make sure you ejected from your mech before you die. But every time you
delete your character,
it would delete your character. That's what they told us. So that was wild. But in order to reactivate your mech after respawning, you had to make sure that you flipped all the switches off. That way, when it goes into its systems check, you can flip on the switches one at a time. So it's just like, oh my, it's like the closest that you can get to having a full like mech simulator. But, you know, I don't know about you guys, but like, I don't know how long I could last playing a game like that. Like that 10-minute round was like enough.
Yeah, I don't. It would be hard for me to be like, all right, well, let's just boot up another. Let's just boot up another round, right?
Yeah. And even when you hit the switches, you have to time it right. It would have like power levels. You have to hit the ignition, make sure they're all past a certain line, then you can launch in. Jeez,
Yeah.
it was cool though. Like you know, you had the joysticks, the 2 joysticks. You move around. There's cameras, different weapons. But yeah, it was an experience. Like I think, was it Ben or was it you or Brian that fell down? Someone had a mech that like fell down.
I think we all fell. I definitely fell.
Yeah,
I got my mech to critical before even fully respawning back in.
Oh no.
Like I was in the middle of like restarting my mech and I was being fired upon by somebody. So even before my screen could activate,
I think that was me actually. I remember
you
like
son
my
of a
war.
bitch.
I remember my one kill was me respawning, and then I was like turning around. I was like, "Oh, this guy's just standing here," and I just kept firing at this guy.
Imagine like Marcelo's firing and I'm just like there like doing all the checks and making sure like everything turns on properly, and as soon as my visor kicks in, it's like critical. Everything's on fire. Sparks are shooting at my face.
Cool concept, very niche.
Old
If they ever
old
modernize
game.
it to be fluid, I don't know if I'd buy the whole console setup.
See,
but-
that's the thing, because there's so much to that game. You had to buy everything, like the joysticks, the foot pedals, like everything had to be included in the game for you to buy it. Which, you know, hats off to the people that are running the whole thing, because you know they're keeping an old game alive. But like, damn, I can
Well,
imagine back in the day, like setting all that shit up.
I mean, I don't expect the Steel Battalion 2, bro, because that shit was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I think we would have gotten one by now, but
we got Armored Core 6.
it's
We're
so
good.
niche.
That's good enough.
What else?
I played Mario Party for the first time, the original one. First time I played it.
That's still wild to me.
Yeah, I didn't grow up with an N64. I didn't have friends who had it when I was growing up. But at PAX, same floor, you could rent out like a game and a console. So like, let's play Mario Party. And they're like, so this is how you play Mario Party. Like I've played Mario Party before, but not the original. So that was interesting. I'll still get my ass kicked, but yeah, it was so busy we had to go. Actually, that was crazy.
Yeah, no, we were almost done with it too. Who's winning that one?
We tied.
I think that's right. You and I tied.
But for a while, it was you.
I happen to be a Mario Party pro.
Mm-hmm. You and
I got
Donkey
smashed.
Kong.
I got destroyed yesterday in Mario Party. What the fuck am I talking about?
That's because your wife's a hustler. That's why.
No, man. I'm like, what a fucking mess. Anyways,
And we also played, was it Mortal Kombat 10 or 11?
It was.
we
10.
played Mortal Kombat 10.
I used my secret technique on Marcelo. I got around, and then he repaid me in kind with his secret technique. So.
What was your secret technique? Dive kicks?
It was just jump kicks.
jump kicks for like a minute.
He kept jump kicking. He just kept jump kicking, and finally, like I was just like, I've had enough. I've had enough.
And he did the low punches. I was like, oh fuck.
Well, it's just so funny to see between the three of us, at least, like how different we are at different fighting games. Like Joel smashes me at Tekken, at Street Fighter. You smash me at Tekken, but like I can pick up Mortal Kombat pretty good. Like
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat's definitely my fighting game. You know.
Yeah, we all grew up with different fighting games, but you know.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat for the 64 was my first console game.
Oh, interesting.
Nice.
Okay, that's cool.
Which is crazy when you think about how old we were when the 64 came out. We were like 8.
Yes.
So I was 8 years old playing Mortal Kombat, like, yeah, get him with the heads on spikes. Yeah.
Friendship.
I still have it, dude. I need to hook up my N64 and play Extreme G.
Ooh.
Nice. I wanted Brian to play Crash Bandicoot, but I don't think they had it, so next time it's my mission. We're gonna play. Shut up, Brian. No, with your Banjo-Kazooie picture. We're gonna play Crash Bandicoot.
What's wrong with Banjo-Kazooie?
Yeah.
Everything.
What's wrong besides it being a not loved franchise anymore?
So we got to see if they have Federation versus Xeon too. Like I got to go back to that one more time. I don't think they do, but
I will say though, like, because they also had a live arcade.
Yeah, they did.
I'm kind of disappointed in their selection, to be honest. Like they did have the respectful Street Fighter 6 area. It had enough people to kind of like sit down and like, you know, hype up the place. But I don't know, like everything else was just kind of like okay, in my opinion. They did have that Gundam cabinet though, which was kind of neat.
They did, yeah. We should have hit that.
It's just hard, dude. It's so busy. Like I don't even know how you ask for. It's just really busy.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Like it's definitely like you have to like be a part of that arcade culture to like
Mhm.
know the ins and outs of how to get in there. Because like you just walk up and it's somebody, it's like, hey, I got next or something like that. But
Yeah.
you know, with the arcade experience being fewer and far between, you know, not everybody has that the common sense of, hey, if someone's like waiting, you finish your round, and if you lose, you step aside, you know, but you
Yeah.
still want to play, you get back in line. But that's okay. We still had fun other than other ways.
Yeah, you guys play like a volleyball game too. I was watching you play it. Like one person was at one end, the other like threw a maybe not volleyball, like a disc game. You like or it's like pong. I'm
Oh,
Oh,
sorry. That's on
oh,
top, not
yeah.
volleyball, pong.
I forgot what that game
It
was
was a
called.
volleyball game though.
It was like if you mixed in like pawn, like with disc golf, almost. And like there was like characters that had special abilities that you're able to play. I forgot what it was called. I feel bad. Yeah, that was neat. Um,
By the Atari section, man. Where's that? I had a picture of us playing, but someone's blocking what it's called. I was like, damn it, I
oh,
can't see what it is.
but yeah, PAX was a lot of fun. Had a good time. The new. Oh, we didn't talk about this. Like, the new venue is really nice
beautiful.
Oh yeah.
because normally, PAX was just in the Seattle Convention Center,
Hmm.
but this year they just opened up their new wing that's like across the street almost. Really nice building. They had most of everything else there, while Nintendo Life took up half of the old one.
Mhm.
But like the layout was super big and open, which is really nice. It was super easy to get from level to level. Uh, Actually, the escalator area was actually really interesting because they had like next to the escalator, they had like a rest area for every floor, so you could just come hang out, and there's big open windows, so you could just like look out into the city. It was really
Mhm.
nice, and of
Yeah.
course, all the cosplayers were out on the third floor. There was like this open area on like the rooftop where people could just come and hang out and take pictures and shit.
We
Yeah.
went to
So
two
like,
panels too. Oh, go ahead, Marcelo.
I was gonna say, like, for you guys, because I know you had gone before. Like, were there more cosplayers than before? Like, it seemed like there was a decent amount of people cosplaying, but like, I remember when you went, Joel, that you were like, yeah, it was a little different because there wasn't as many people cosplaying when you went. I don't know if it's different or
I
about the
feel like
same.
there were more people, but like more cosplayers though too. Like I felt this one was a lot less. Like I saw like they had a Street Fighter meetup and whatever. But definitely I feel like there were a lot of people last time just to go and check it out. At least in my memory. But I cosplayed as I was a warlock last time for the Destiny meetup. That was pretty cool.
So I
Um,
think it might also just be because like PAX is in, like two different buildings this year,
yeah,
Hmm.
that too.
so it could have just been separated. I know like in previous years, it was pretty easy to find all the cosplayers because where the Nintendo like merch area was, if you remember, kind of like in that uh lobby area, but then also had like a way outdoors. Like that was kind of where everybody who cosplayed kind of hang out because it was like the most open area. So yeah, I don't know. There's definitely are cosplayers there.
Yeah.
Not as much as you would imagine seeing at like an anime convention or other
Mm,
conventions like that, but there's definitely people that do cosplay.
yeah.
Um Again, I just take it to like the new building being just so open. I think everybody's just more spread out.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
it's not as noticeable.
And also, just really quick, circling back to the one game that we should shout out again. We love our indie developers, so shout out Red Moon Workshop, who made Shot One. Universal League was the name of the game that you guys
Shot
played.
one. Okay.
Shot
Cool.
One, yep. Just
Right
wanted to make
on.
sure that we shouted them out because it looked really fun.
Nice.
Oh, there's one more company I wanted to shout out real quick. For this was in the tabletop area, right? It's Nomnivore Games. It's this neat little company that made like tabletop card games with having people with ADHD and dyslexia in mind,
Mm.
which I thought was really cool because being someone that is dyslexic, yeah, I thought it was like really nice to, you know, actually have somebody like think about that kind of stuff. And it's a really cute little game. Like at the business card, you can kind of just it's a cute little thing. One of them was Dungeons and Dinos. It was just like a tabletop like dungeon runner kind of thing. It had all different cards, and then how it's displayed, it uses the dyslexia font, but also it minimalizes all the cards. So it like for people with ADHD, it like helps them like focus more on like the cards, so it's not
That's
too
cool.
overloading. And then they had another one called Snack Attack, which is just kind of like a it's kind of like a collection card game almost. But it's like it's very simple, very easy to understand, read, and also they pointed out that some of the cards for that game also in the corner had the braille pattern, so people that can't see can actually like play the cards and like know what they are, which is really nice. So
Nice.
Nomnivore Games, the person I talked to, I wish I remember their name. I feel bad, but they were really cool. They gave me all the information, and it's definitely a company to check out for. They also just released a role playing game called Emberwind, I believe. So that's also something cool that they're just releasing. But yeah, I just wanted to give them a little shout out because it's nice to have people kind of think of ways to make games more accessible for other people that have a hard time, with one thing or another. So yeah, Omnivore Games. Or Nomnivore Games, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, overall, PAX was super fun.
Hmm.
Bro, like legit. I hope we can like do this again next year because this was like so much fun. And we had like the best location too.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
welcome.
Yeah, Marcelo, you hooked up.
Hmm.
You found it. Like it was really across the street from the new building. It was a really nice area. We had like a nice space. Ben played a lot of Armored Core for us throughout the weekend.
Our downtime was watching him play Armored Core.
Yep.
Which I believe we all have now, right? We all
We
have Armored Core.
Yep.
we do.
Yep.
Been playing it.
Just want to talk about it really quick. I've never played a From Software game. That game, Marcelo, thank you for it. But he was watching me play before we got to the airport, before we left. That fucking helicopter for the tutorial. Oh my God. I was like, yeah, this is kind of easy, right? We get to the boss, I wasn't turning on my targeting, getting frustrated. I chase the boss and he's out of bounds. Fuck you. But anyway, great game. Feels great. Love it. Mechs. I beat Balteus today. So
You
You
did
beat
beat him today.
Balteus?
You're farther than I am now.
Bro, I've been
just
stuck on this dude for 5 days.
I didn't do bubble, I went full plasma, and plasma
Oh.
missiles, plasma like heavies. I was like, fuck this guy. I tried a bunch of different things. But yeah, if you've never played a From Software game and you're like me and you kind of want to challenge yourself, get ready. Get fucking ready. You're not ready if you haven't played. If you played,
I had to.
before.
I took a little bit of a break just because of that level with the invisible mechs, like that level
bro,
stressed me
yes.
out,
That's
dude.
annoying. That's
So I was so
annoying.
annoying. So it took me forever to beat that level, and I was like, okay, guys, I need to take a second from this game because I was like so stressed after.
I
So like
like
I need to go back and finish chapter 1. I'm behind now at this
You
point.
beat that mission, right?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I can't wait to get that fucking. He has like an electro whip. The last
The
guy.
whip thing,
Mhm.
yeah.
Oh, dude, it's so cool. And I asked Ben, who's farther, he's like, "Do you get it after?" He's like, "No." I'm like, "Oh, get
Oh.
it later."
I like that you go from that mission and immediately like right after that, it's like, okay, here's Balteus.
Right,
go fuck
dude.
yourself.
Oh man.
Get in there.
I could see why people were very upset at running into Balteus and kind of like hard quitting. But he's not impossible. I'll tell you that.
It's not
But
impossible. You're just gonna figure it out.
it's yeah. Once you figure it out, it's whoo. Yeah. Yeah. Balteus. Good luck, everyone who takes on Balteus ever.
I need to. I'm probably gonna work on that this week
Mhm.
and see if I can get to him.
I'm gonna spend like most of my day after work tomorrow just like figuring out. I'm gonna try what you did, Joel. All plasma weapons. Because I've been recently I've been doing I had one like like either the burst rifle and like the bubble gun, and then I would swap out for like a submachine gun like for the bubble,
Mm.
and then I had like an 8 missile pod on my back,
Yeah.
and I kind of just do that, and I've been getting halfway, and then
That's
wipe
where I
out.
was. I was either 40 halfway or 40% in or 60% in, and then like I would plateau. But the last one I did, I was like getting closer and closer, and I was just like, I literally like used all my health packs like right at the end because he like spammed me, but then I got him. So I was like, "Fuck you, Balteus, you piece of shit." But yeah, whoo, Balteus. Before we talk about another game, I just want to show. I mean, for those who are watching, I got something that came in. I've been talking about it. I know there's another game you guys are playing right now.
Oh.
Marcelo showed off his 3D printer, but I wanted to show off what came in the mail.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So
Spider-Man PS5. I haven't opened it yet because I'm waiting. So
the
I need to get
packaging's
Baldur's Gate
nice.
too. Yeah, it's really cool. I'm gonna open it
You haven't
eventually.
opened it yet? It's literally just sitting in a box.
It's been like
what
a
are you
week.
waiting for?
Ah, I'm lazy, but also I'm waiting for Baldur's Gate. Then I'm gonna do everything. But yeah, yeah, I have it. Woo! Finally,
Nice.
PS5 owner.
I love it.
Claps.
Yeah, it's
So excited
Claps.
for you.
I
About
know.
time.
It's my first like new console.
Yeah, remember you told us that. That's wild.
Yeah,
And then next week, PS5 Mini.
I
Oh,
know, right? Or
no.
Slim, Hyper. All right, enough of that. We could talk about. I mean, we had fun with Baldur's Gate, but a big one that came out while we were at PAX. I know that I saw Brian. You're playing it too. Let's talk about Starfield. Get into it.
So I just started playing today. Like as of
How many hours have you
recording.
put in today?
That's a good question. I want to say like 2 hours. Roughly. I didn't play a lot of it. I guess to not spoil anything, which I don't know if it's a spoiler or not. Like I got to like like New Atlantic. Or
Okay. So have you got to New Atlantis, and have you spoken to your new comrade, your new
yes.
person? Okay.
Yes.
So we're in the same we're then so you and I are at just about the same place. I will say I think it's still too early for me personally to give it like a good honest review. It's fun. I love Bethesda games. They've always been a ton of fun. So it's like it sounds bad. It's like, oh, I want to go play Skyrim now. You know, like that's what that was like my first thought. The game has been. I mean, I haven't had any issues with. I've never had like glitchy issues with Bethesda games, so
No.
I can't speak to
Lucky.
that.
Damn. Lucky.
I know. So, but I love it. It's space. I mean, I was excited enough about this game for me to buy the Constellation Edition. You know,
You got that fancy watch.
I got the fancy watch and the box and all of that, and I'm super excited about it. It looks awesome. My my Steam key was actually like the credits that you get. It was engraved onto the credits thing.
Oh,
Cool.
Yeah, here, hold on. I gotta show you. I gotta turn off the
Right,
camera for a second.
it's a production.
Hold
that's
on.
that's actually interesting.
Pause my music. I'll be
Okay.
back.
Well,
So while he's doing that, how does it feel, Brian? I mean, I know it's probably too early to say like a review, but just like overall, how does it feel? And have you really played Bethesda games before? I don't remember
so
if you.
no, like I've touched Skyrim before. I've never like played it seriously. And I've watched people play bits and pieces of like Fallout New Vegas, but I've never like actually like took in like a serious like time with a Bethesda game. So this is my first kind of going with it. Just playing like the first 2 hours going in, it's interesting. Um, it definitely feels, it has like the kind of Bethesda-ness of the game. Like I noticed, like a lot of people like just making fun of how when you're in a conversation with somebody, they like lock dead eye with you the whole time.
Mhm. Oh
So
yeah, the uncanny valley stare.
yeah, so that was a little interesting, kind of like to, you know, not pay attention to that much. I will say the character creator wasn't as robust as I thought it would be, and that's not like a bad thing. Like I was able to do a decent amount of stuff with their character creator without having it be too much. You know, of course, for my playthrough, I am bringing back my beloved character from what was the game called? What was that game we played together?
Uh,
The other space game that we played that we
uh,
co-op together.
uh. Sounds like, plays like,
It's
aliens.
like the third person shooter that had like magical powers.
Which one?
Third person shooter that has magical powers. Co-op game we've played before. Oh, fucking. I just got it off my fucking. I know what you're talking about. It's the Square Enix one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. I just deleted it.
I did too. But in that
Oh my god. Outriders.
Outriders, thank you. Fuck. So in that game, I made my reverse Kurt Russell character, Burt Cussle. So
Yeah.
I decided to bring him into my Starfield experience. So Burt Cussle is now. Ooh, that looks really pretty.
All right.
Is that the steelbook? Oh,
Oh, that's cool.
So Marcelo just opened up a steelbook that has the credit little thing in it. That looks really nice.
Yeah.
That's my Steam key, but I've been playing it on Xbox because
Game Pass.
convenient. But I think I have like the digital edition. I need to look into that. But the creme de la creme.
Oh,
Mm.
box.
So pull up the case.
It has a nice little orange. Ooh, locking mechanism.
Oh, the watch.
Oh, the watch
Look
is
at
in there.
that.
Weren't you telling me you can only charge it once every 6 months or something?
They don't really want you using the watch as like your full-time watch or whatever. But
Really?
like, yeah, I mean, fuck it. I'm gonna get my money's worth out of it. But
It looks nice.
Yeah, it does. That's a nice patch too.
yeah.
But yeah, so Rick Cussle is in Starfield. Going at it. I'm kind of doing like the scoundrel playthrough of it. I still haven't gone like full pirate yet. I haven't gotten the opportunity to, but I'm definitely kind of playing the field as far as, who I want to be nice to, and
You've played
try to...
you played a Bethesda games enough where you feel like the good guy you start off at first is like the most sketch company to work for anyways. Like that's what I've been like. It's like, oh, you guys seem sketch as fuck. Like the first group that you interact with. So what I wanted to say too about this, my experience with this game is that I have actually I haven't actually been playing it on my TV, but I've been playing it on my backbone, which is something
Yeah.
else that we haven't talked about yet. But I wanted to really just shout this out. I've been telling everybody about this thing.
Mhm.
Dude, backbone, dude.
This thing has been absolutely amazing. Like, it feels amazing. It works great. And I have been doing all of my Starfield on my phone with cloud gaming on this device.
Backbone brothers.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
buddy. Ah.
But this has been a great peripheral. I love that I don't have to charge this thing. It's actually really good. I am shocked at how good streaming and using this device is on my phone battery.
Oh,
It's like
really?
it's been really good to it. Like, I was expecting it to be like a total battery suck, but it's been really reasonable.
Oh, that's cool. All right.
So, huge shout out to Backbone, the company. Like, I would love to see a peripheral from them in the future that has like haptics or vibration or stuff like that. That would be so sick
Yeah.
to be able to do that. Um,
Yeah.
but I've been doing a lot of my gaming the past week or so strictly on this. Just to, I've just been testing it out, wanting to see how it works and stuff like that. And yeah, it's been awesome, dude. Like,
So, like, out of like the experiences you had, I assume you've been playing Starfield on this, of course.
mm-hmm.
So I know you have pretty decent internet. So, like, what has your streaming experience been while
Uh,
using it?
it's actually been pretty solid, actually. I'll occasionally get some dips, but I think that's more on like the Xbox cloud stuff than it is my own internet. Um,
Mhm.
but I haven't had many issues with it, which has been really great. It's been really steady, and like if I have a little delay, it'll catch up really quick, and then I'm back to zero, like, and have no major latency issues, which has been really great. And like I love that I can still wear like my AirPods and listen to the game in ear
Oh yeah.
rather than through the thing. So that's been really good. Again, I can still charge my phone through this device, which is great. So like I could be hooked up to a power source.
Hmm.
Um, it's been great. Okay, so I'll tell you my biggest issue with this is the backbone button, which is this orange button here.
Do you
I
press a
fuck
lot?
I fucking press this button way too often. And all this does, Joel, is just so you know, is it takes you to the Backbone app that you install on your phone.
Yeah.
And it literally, really, I mean, I think there's things that you can do on that app, but I don't care about that.
Like
It's
a
like
recall button.
it's pretty much just a hub for all of your apps that use remote play.
Do you
But like,
accidentally like slip off the movement or whatever?
no, not even that. It's like, because in Starfield, I pause a lot to like go into inventory. So it's like having to remember that this is the pause button and not the backbone button. That's my only issue. I wish they would move this somewhere else because it's in the way. And like
Mm,
they have like they have like the capture button here,
yeah.
That's cool.
and then yeah, your select. The only game that I had an issue with this on was Destiny.
I think
Because
it's supposed to
Interesting.
run on mobile. I
well, it's
think
because I
they
was
said.
streaming it through through Steam, and for some
Okay.
reason, like the select button to like open up my map to like set a destination was just
Mhm.
not working. So I
Interesting.
don't know if
Okay.
that was a me problem or a Steam problem or what it was, just because all of my Destiny stuff is on Steam. So,
Mhm.
uh,
Okay.
but like
Well, shit.
this is a 9 out of 10 for me, dude. I'm gonna give this a 9 out of 10 for sure. Like
Oh yeah.
because I can play this in bed, I can play this on the couch. Like I love that it
It was
wakes
at
my
airport. We saw Brian play fucking Tekken on airport Wi-Fi just fine. That shit was
Yeah,
wild.
that was surprising to me. The fact that I was able to run. But you know what? I'm glad that it's working out for you, Marcelo. And like, shoot, your gaming potential has just like risen at least
100%.
30%.
100%. Now I just need to play as the now I need to say, yeah, I'm gonna go play some video games or whatever.
Yeah, don't play Voltaeus on that thing, or maybe the slowdown.
I tried playing Armored Core on it actually.
How was
It wasn't bad. I think because there are occasional dips, it's the wrong game to have latency issues on, right?
Oh,
'Cause
yeah,
everything's
no.
perfect
Yeah.
timing. That's the
Yeah.
only thing is I probably won't be playing too much Armored Core, but a game like Starfield, perfect. Like
Oh,
it's
yeah,
perfect
yeah.
for this.
Oh, yeah. Well, shoot. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it. I know I tried to sell you on it a little bit.
Dude,
while
you saw how
recording.
excited I was when you
I
brought that out.
did.
I was like,
It's like, oh, let me show
Like-
you this.
and now I can show you this.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, I'm glad it's working out for you. And now you just gotta keep gaming no matter where you are.
That's right.
Mhm.
On the go.
On the go.
It's all my
Alright.
work travel now.
That's true. It's perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Getting a hotel, have some hours to kill, just fucking pull that shit out.
Starfield. Mhm.
Starfield.
There you go.
All right. Was there anything you guys wanted to bring up before we get into some of the news that's been going on?
Real quick, circling back to Infernex Do or Die. Apparently, it's free to play. I'll double check later. So I might just have a free Castlevania game. I don't know what the
Love a
what is accessible on the free to play. We'll see, but I'll double check if it's true. But yeah, just check that right now.
love a free to play.
Yeah, PAX was fun. Shout out to the guy who took like 5 pounds of bacon, and we didn't have bacon the rest of the continental breakfast.
We have to
Him.
we have to tell that story real quick. We need to give people context.
Okay, so I mean that's literally it. So we had free continental breakfast. Thanks, Marcelo. And then this guy, the day that there was bacon, he literally had his full plate of like 2 to whatever pounds of bacon, and then we didn't have bacon after that. And we're just like, what the fuck, bro? Just feeding his whole fucking family, I guess, for of 25,000. I don't know. But yeah, and then after that, bacon was gone.
Damn bacon.
More
napper.
problems.
I don't want to talk about that anymore. I'm over that.
I
Beyond-
do. I'm gonna be mad for him forever.
Beyond
But,
that.
yeah. Other than that, it was a good time. The museum we went to, the Mopop Museum in Seattle, was dope too.
Oh shit, that's right. We went to the fucking Mopop Museum.
Yeah, so the sci-fi exhibits are really cool. They had some Star Wars stuff, Star Trek, Battlestar Galactica, Alien, and the horror section. I think ended up spending like almost double the time there.
Yeah, I think we
displayed
spent the most time in the horror section.
Yeah, they had like
It was
some
a nice
props.
place.
It was really cool, and I got a picture with the casket. Yeah, it was cool, like the props they had and stuff, and music section, seeing like Hendrix and Kurt Cobain stuff was dope. But yeah, if you haven't been to it, Pop Museum Seattle is dope. Go check it out.
Yeah,
100%.
because Marcel, you never went there before. I've never been there either, but you're the one that
Yeah, it was
suggested
my first time. I've always wanted to go there, and the couple times that I had been to Seattle. So, we were able to fit it in, dude. We had a busy weekend. Like we were able to just knock it all out, which is great.
Yeah, that was like the wild thing, because it's like we went to PAX that morning, and then we left and be like, oh, we're going to go to the Mopop now. And then after Mopop, we like got food, went back, and it's like, all right, we're going to go back to PAX. And we just fucking filled that shit.
Knocked it out, dude.
Knocked it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a fun time. It was definitely a place in Seattle I've never been to before. I've never been in like that area. It's like the Space
Just been to
Needle
the
right
Space
there.
Needle, but not to the museum, so that was cool.
Yeah. So overall, our Seattle trip was a really good time.
Yeah, I had a ton of fun. Thanks, guys, again for making the trip out as a group, and it was great. Hopefully, like I said, I want you guys to go to Boston with me. I'm sure we could get to Boston. Go have some chowder,
Chowder.
When's that?
Like February?
It's in March.
Oh,
It's in
March.
In March.
Oh, okay.
It's not usually a good month for me, but I shall see.
You know what? If I can make it happen, I'll make it happen.
Yeah. Let's see what happens.
All right. Well, with that being said, how about we get into some news? there is this one I wanted to kind of bring up real quick. So recently, there's been some Switch news being popped up everywhere. So apparently, according to multiple sources, at Gamescom that happened recently, apparently Nintendo had a little bit of a backroom demonstration to industry people of the what people are calling the Switch 2. Let's see. I have a few articles here. The first one's from Eurogamer, and they were talking about how in this backstage demo, people got to see the Switch 2 play Breath of the Wild and pretty much hitting new benchmarks as far as playability, kind of like, kind of the high res, 60 frames, all that kind of good stuff. Let's see. We also have a Game Rant article talking a little bit more. So they list off some things that they have as rumors of what the Switch 2 might be able to do. They mention having it be backwards compatible. Kind of like how the 3DS was, where the new games have a different cartridge, but the slot also will be able to fit in Switch games. They said that leaks suggest that there will be a new camera function with potential for AR and VR capabilities. That's the one I kind of don't believe, because I don't know. Nintendo doesn't seem like a company that chases kind of like those kind of fads, especially since they tried AR already with like the 3DS, and it was kind of like a not so used function on the 3DS. So I don't know why they would want to go back to it, especially. Let's see. And let's see. They mentioned Gamer also mentioned that the Switch 2 demo also played Final Fantasy Remake or Final Fantasy 7 Remake, and they wrote it as if they were watching it being played on the PS5. So, take that with a grain of salt, because we don't know if that is a concept model or an actual like close to consumer model. Because if it's a concept, sure, you can say that it has like the high quality, but we don't know if once they start using the parts that they're going to use for consumer models, if that, changes at all. But, saying that the game kind of looks like a PS5 game, is a little bit exciting for a lot of people. And the last article I want to kind of just pick at is from Video Game Chronicle, talking about some of the same stuff like what they were able to do before, but they also said that there was also another tech demo that was playing the Matrix Awakens Unreal 5 tech demo on the supposed Switch 2. So like from these articles, it's seeming like the potential that Switch 2 is going to be a major upgrade for the Switch console. Maybe not so much as just kind of like the consoles in general, but for Nintendo themselves, looks like that they might be trying to push for a higher, fidelity and stuff like that. So there's something else in this article I want to talk about real quick, but just with this information alone, what do you guys think about the potential for the Switch 2? Just hearing that. Oh, Marcelo, you are muted, my friend.
Yeah, you are muted, sir.
It definitely sounds like it was like a prototype.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Like I'm curious to see what the consumer version of it will actually end up being. I agree with you. I don't think Nintendo's going to chase VR.
No, I think it's kind of stupid if they do,
because then it would just be very gimmicky. At this point,
it would be
VR.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, no, no. I was just gonna say at this point, VR, like, there's definitely some like people who really head up VR, and like, I don't think Nintendo could come in and like sweep the VR world off its feet. You know, like
No.
the Valve Index, the PS5, the PSVR, and like the Meta Quests out there, they already have such a hold on the market. Like, I personally don't think, especially because like, imagine how they would have to change Nintendo games to adjust to
Yeah,
VR. It'd be weird. It would be such a gimmicky thing.
because I don't know if you remember when they released that peripheral that was like the cardboard, building kits, and
Yeah.
they had one that was like a supposed like VR headset, but all it was a cardboard box that you slid your Switch into
Yep.
and just had it like this fucking close to your face. Yeah. I honestly don't think VR is in Nintendo's future, especially not now. Like, I think they cornered the market on just like portable gaming. And if they're able to soup up their Switches, I think they're like right on the money.
Yeah.
What about you, Joel? What do you think?
Same. If it can actually be PS5 quality for consumers, holy shit. Welcome back, Nintendo. But I think that's, we'll see what they actually unveil and what is available to everyone else. That is pretty exciting to have something of great quality like handheld,
Yeah.
like it's dope.
The big question would be, how's the battery life on that?
Oh yeah.
On that thing.
PS5 quality, 20 minutes,
Oh no. I kind of want to just dip back to this Video Games Chronicle article real quick as to an explanation of how the Switch 2 could possibly, pump out that kind of power. It says apparently the demo was being run using NVIDIA's DLSS upscaling technology. So basically, it's technology that NVIDIA is using for like graphics cards, where it's kind of using AI to upscale the resolution of games.
Yep.
And so, if Nintendo's think about using that technology with their next console, then we might be able to see, those games actually run really well on the Switch. Have that kind of technology in hand.
But it's like, will there be games that will take advantage of like the new processors, the new graphics cards, anything like that? Like, I'm curious to see what games that they would be able to pump out to really take advantage of, something higher res, like, because like Pokemon games, they can look like shit and people still play them, yeah, but it's like it's not taking full advantage of like
Yeah, but
what.
that's the Pokemon Company's fault. That's not Nintendo's
No,
fault.
yeah, I know, but like, are we gonna see like an a 4K, 8K Mario game with like hyper
No.
realistic,
It's
No.
time for F-Zero, baby. 4K F-Zero. Let's go.
No,
dude.
I'd say the Switch 2 is probably going to be pushing more 1080 than 4K. Nintendo doesn't need to do 4K, honestly, because all their first party games are still really like pretty to look at. I mean, just look at Tears of the Kingdom. They're able to pump that shit out with the technology that Switch is like 7 years old,
2016,
it's 2016, so it's like kind of like 5-6 years old,
something like that. Yeah, it's 15, 16.
and so they're able to pump a game out like that on the Switch. Definitely the games could look a lot more with that kind of technology, but I think the NVIDIA DLSS would look really good and be very attractive to third-party developers. If they can make it easier to just port their games over to Nintendo instead of having to downscale everything and trying to make everything work on the Switch right as it is right now, that could be a big moneymaker.
Yeah, well, probably. I think if this is where they're at, and if this everything that they're saying is like legit now, probably by holiday next year we should be seeing something, right? I think they'll start to hype it up next year.
Oh yeah.
And I think it comes at a good point. I mean, I think Tears of the Kingdom probably one of the last games to be able to really run on the Switch because I think just games like I feel like maybe the Switch is just at its life here. Like games are taking much more processing power, or they can
Yeah.
take more processing power, you know. So it'll be good.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely for sure. Let's see. Just looking at our list here, Joel. I know you posted some stories.
I know, Joel. I
Um,
wanted to actually just I for kind of what was next on our little list here was the Gargoyles remastered thing. Dude, I hope this is real. I hope this happens.
yeah. Just really quick, I just thought it was cool because we're nostalgic and all that. Don't want to shout out the mouse too much, but basically enhanced visuals for Gargoyles in October.
That way.
Hell
The
yeah.
show, yeah.
You know,
Hopefully.
I'll give them a little credit. They have been doing a good job of bringing back a lot of like the really popular old games and like remastering them because they've done like the Disney Afternoon Collection, DuckTales, Lion King, Aladdin. They've been bringing those back a lot. So it's about time Gargoyles get their turn.
Maybe
Yeah,
they'll
did
do
you guys
something with the
see
show.
that with the ongoing strike and stuff like that that they had to push back like X-Men 97 and stuff like that? Like everything that was coming onto Disney Plus this year just got pushed into 24.
Oh yeah.
It's fair. Guess we know when What If 2 will be. Yeah. next year. That's okay. I can wait. I can wait. I really did want to talk about this next one, Godzilla 2000. I remember seeing that when I was 10, and
Oh
they're
yeah.
just reissuing it to U.S. theaters. Just that's cool. A little bit of a kaiju following here. So just wanted to shout that out for our Godzilla fans. And then a new trailer for -1 dropped. That was pretty cool.
That was a really nice trailer.
It fills in more context about like when this is happening and stuff, and it even shows like Godzilla like recovering from like nuclear or something, or I don't know. It looks dope, and looking forward to at the end of the year. I'm still very curious about what they got going on in November, but yeah, man.
And they've also released there's a lot of Godzilla coming out because they just released the trailer for the Apple TV Godzilla show too
Oh, yeah, they
with
did.
Oh yeah. The Monarch show.
yeah.
The Ruffles.
That's really sick.
So I'm excited. I mean, my son is at a point in life where he loves everything Godzilla, so this is perfect for me. Good bonding stuff.
Hell yeah. Hell to the yeah. Oh, what's this? Something new? Oh, the trailer. You have to watch that later. Yeah.
But yeah.
That's it. I just want to address. I did post that like Warner Brothers felt like they were underutilizing their properties, and I don't know if that's true. I think they've been bleeding it a little.
That's stupid bullshit.
Yeah. Just I don't want to shout them out too much either, but just our properties are, not being used enough and shareholder values are going down, or like whatever. You guys just don't know what the fuck you're doing. Honest, just say you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Like that's what it seems
Jeez,
like.
guys, I think we're underutilizing our properties such as DC and Harry fucking Potter
And Lord of the Rings.
and Lord of the Rings.
It's
I don't know that kind of at this point I kind of don't care. To be honest.
You know what I think? Fuck them.
Fuck them.
Yeah. Speaking of fuck them, really quick. Apparently, there's a rumor going around that Aquaman 2 was like the last copy they needed was deleted or something. It's like they lost the movie. It's like a rumor going around.
The fuck?
Right.
I saw something today that they're releasing the trailer.
Oh, finally. They've been quiet about that movie. There's so many rumors circulating. I think people want to see what's going to happen. After Flash, though, I'm like, I don't even know. Like, why is this still here? But whatever.
I just wanted to say, like, I haven't talked to you guys in a bit, and we haven't really had a chance to connect and stuff. But like, talking about DC, like, Blue Beetle's the best DC movie that's come out, It's probably one of my favorite movies this year. You know, I'm better than Guardians 3. It was so much better than everything that's come out so far this year, in my opinion. So I'll just say that.
I still have to see it. I guess kind of vibing along that Hollywood train. This past week, SAG-AFTRA has called for the union for video games.
Oh
the
yeah,
video game
yeah.
division to call for a vote to go on strike as well. I was just kind of looking up some articles trying to see if anything has been called upon yet. I do believe that they did vote on possibly going on strike, but I don't think they've gone on strike yet, as far as I can see. But for the strike, they actually specifically pointed out the companies that they would be striking, and just to give off the list: Activision, Blind Light, Disney, Electronic Arts, Epic Games, Formosa Interactive, Insomniac Games, Take-Two, VoiceWorks Productions, and WB Games. Boy, ain't
So
oh, go ahead.
I'm trying to think of what other games are left to release this year besides Spider-Man. I think Insomniac's definitely a big one. But like
Mortal Kombat,
Oh yeah, MK1.
the WB game, technically.
that comes
Yeah.
out this week, right?
Yes,
Yeah, it comes out this week. Mm-hmm.
Epic Games, of course, is always going to be Fortnite, so Fortnite can run itself. But yeah, Take-Two, is like the 2K games and like Rockstar and stuff like that.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, we'll just have to wait a couple more years for Grand Theft Auto 6 at this point, and that's okay. It's for the greater good, folks. We can wait a little.
Yeah, for sure.
Red Dead Redemption 3 will have to wait.
Although Hollywood needs to get their shit together because they're about to lose a lot more than they want to. It's just a whole big mess, dude. It's kind of ironic how ridiculous these higher up execs have been acting recently. Just by saying that their demands are not reasonable when they could easily like meet their demands with like 1% of what they make in a year.
That's less of a percent than they have.
Yeah.
What will they do? How will they fund their private boats?
Yeah, they're 50 yachts.
Well, you know what? Actors should get their bag, writers should get their bag, and voice actors should definitely get their bag. So
we stand
with the bag. But I just want to throw that in there real quick. That's just kind of like a heads up. I'm just like looking through more of the news. I noticed, Joel, that you put up here. Oh, this is actually something that would be interesting to talk about since this is the PAX podcast. ReedPop, the company that runs expos like PAX and other, I think they also run Star Wars Celebration and others. This past week, they made the announcement that they are splitting ways from ESA. If people don't know, ESA was the people that ran E3. Last year, ReedPop did buy E3 in attempts to run it. But the news came out that next year, E3 was being canceled. And then right after that, ReedPop made the announcement that they're splitting up from ESA. And then ESA came out with the announcement that they're going to, take a look. They're going to reorganize their stuff and try to see how they can bring E3 back in a new way, a way that's more sustainable.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's interesting. It's kind of going through the never-ending story of how E3 can't really get it together anymore.
Mhm.
Yeah, they should just stop trying at this point.
It's like I want them to like find a way to succeed, but like the more and more they try, it feels like the less and less that we actually really need it.
Mhm.
You know, because we got, you know, so many other things now. We got, you know, Summer Game Fest, we have, you know, Gamescom, we have Tokyo Game Show, we have so much other stuff, and now like all the big game companies just have their own events whenever they want them now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if they can actually pull something together. But you know, they canceled this year. They're canceling next year, so we're going like a few years without E3, and now it's becoming more and more normal to not have it. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
at this point, I don't. That's whatever. I don't.
Not harping
I,
too.
I mean, yeah. No, not at all. Everybody has their own like. At this point, everybody kind of like runs their own thing.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. It's just sad because like we talked about this before. How E3 used to be like the thing every
Mhm.
year that you would watch. Like summer comes around, E3 comes out, and it's like, oh, we get to see all the new games. But now it's like, what? We have Summer Game Fest. We have multiple different Nintendo Directs throughout the year. We have,
Yep.
Hmm.
you know, Xbox's, you know, showcase. You
Yep.
know, we have a couple state of plays a year from PlayStation and like their showcase every year. You know, Capcom does their own show, Square Enix does their own show, like so on and so forth. There's so many news worthy like game shows that are happening year round now. It's like E3 is not that special anymore.
No, it's definitely lost its whole like exclusivity. Like, oh, like this is it. It's just not that
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
especially stuff with like PAX around where like consumers get to like, you know, try their hand. It's basically a mini E3 experience every year and like 4 times
Hmm.
a year actually
Mhm.
for
Yep.
PAX's case. So I don't
Mhm.
know. You know, ESA seems like they're gonna try. So hopefully they figure out something and E3 can transform and you know exist, whether it's like downsizing or not. I don't
Yeah, we'll see.
I will too.
know.
Speaking of the Tokyo Game Show, I just want to shout out because we're big on Street Fighter right now. September 21st, Thursday at 7 a.m. So they'll be unveiling some stuff. And for Exo Primal, it says right here Dragon's Dogma and Apollo Justice, but I'm hoping they announce the Guile Ryu skin or whatever it is for Exo Primal.
Oh yeah, that should be coming out
And then I think
soon.
that's when Aki's probably supposed to come out that day, and they're probably going to unveil the other heroes or trailers for them for Street Fighter 2.
Bruh.
So I'm excited to see at least for those two, what's happening. So
Hell yeah. So much good gaming stuff.
the year of the games, man.
Hell yeah. Um, I believe that's all the big news that we had on the docket.
Yeah, that's all I got this week.
Mhm. Yeah,
All right. So
covered a lot of ground.
covered a lot of ground. We did a good little bit of catch up here. So I guess that will do it for this episode of the podcast. Of course, before we go, just want to remind everybody that if you're listening to this or watching this on podcast services or on youtube.com/ at United We Nerd, please do us a favor. Like it, leave a review, leave a comment, wherever you're watching this or listening to this, you know, if you can, please do. It not only helps us figure out what we could do to make the show better, but it also helps get the show out to as many people as possible. We'd appreciate it. Of course, you could follow us on our social media. You know, we have X, we have Threads, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. We go live on Twitch. We play games on Twitch. Just look up for United We Nerd. And of course, if you don't want to do any of that, you can also email us with some questions or comments. And of course, Joel, where could they send those emails?
UnitedWeNerdcats@gmail.com. Tell us how we did with our rewind of us playing Street Fighter 6. Hope we do a new one soon. Aki comes out, if not sooner. We got to get Marcelo up in there too. He's taken on J Mike and Quasi, but he hasn't taken on Reese. I want to see that team up soon. So, UnitedWeNerdcats@gmail.com. Be sure to check out United We Nerd Rewind as well. Send us an email. Hot takes, bad takes. What'd you think? Do you agree with us? Do you hate Godzilla and you love something else? Let us know. Please, we'll talk about it. Twitter, Facebook, whatever, Instagram, TikTok, Threads. Was I leave one out? Yeah.
All of them. They're all there. We're all there.
Yeah, they're all there. Yeah. Let us know. Add us. Comment, like, subscribe.
Oh, yeah. And of course, if you want to find us individually, Marcelo, where could they find you?
You can find me on Twitch and Instagram at Marcelo Double Sanchez. And I'm gonna try to get my stream up again. I'm gonna try to do some stuff, maybe, especially with these printers coming in. Want to be able to have some of that stuff going. So stay tuned for more on that.
Hell yeah. What about you, Joel? Where can people find you?
Mad Mech Monster Mine on Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, SoundCloud. Thanks. Shout out to the guy in Maryland who listened to my songs today. You're awesome. Got United We Nerd though. Hey Brian, where can they find you?
Well, you can find me on Twitter, X, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, Twitch, Brian Saber. You can find me there. And of course, this has been United We Nerd Podcast, where a bunch of nerds just come and sit around, talk about a bunch of nerd stuff. And if you like that, please go check out our other stuff. But until next time, keep on nerding.
Man's a fascist.